podcast, Soulcasted. I am your host, Tara Lockett. It is a pleasure to finally put this face on the screen so you can see it. What I have behind me is the theme of today's topic, which is the making of 13, my love bugs. What I have in my hands, basically I'll show you from this angle, is love bugs. So let's get into it. The making of 13. Actually, before I get into it, I want to give a shout out to those who subscribe to the YouTube channel. I also want to give a shout out to Dead Space Dash, Dea Tucker, Classy Vermeer, and everyone who supported this podcast. You know, we did the audio. We're going to work very hard in getting the video and having that video come to you. But what I wanted to do today is go over my love bugs. And so I have 7 love bugs in my hands, and each love bug represents a person that's behind me. And so what you have behind me is, it's basically a little curtain, and it's a curtain of people who have made a difference in my life. So for each love bug that I'm going to read off to you today, it's going to describe these people behind me, and it's going to give an example of those who've made a difference in my life. So we're going to start off first with the love bug of value. Okay, so value. I gave this love bug to my mother, right here. This is value. And I gave this love bug to her simply because my mother taught me value without teaching me value. And I say that with a smile simply because, you know, I have absolutely nothing but love for my mother when there was a point in my life where I didn't have that space in my heart for her. And so to smile, even though she's not here, and know that, you know, the value that I've obtained through her not being able to understand what value meant, what self-love value. It's not just value, it's value of self, because when you value yourself, you can value other people, right? And so that's the whole kick of that value. That value word can be stretched across everything involving humanity, right? And so with that being said, we're going to get to the next one, which is foundation, okay? So the love bug foundation goes to Aunt Louise, okay? And I know you can't see the pictures on the sheet here, but this is Aunt Louise. Okay, Aunt Louise, I was told I lived with her for the first 5 years of my life. And so she gets that love bug foundation. When I went through therapy and counseling, I found out that the first 5 years of a baby's life sets the tone for when they get older in their adult life. So no matter what you're going through, no matter what you're dealing with, look at the foundation. And the beautiful thing about foundation is this. If your foundation wasn't a great foundation, you have the ability to dig that up and replant everything that you want in your life, such as what I've done. And that is the love bug foundation. Now, the next one I want to share with you is called New Beginning. This is the love bug New Beginning. Notice it's not in the same shape of the other love bugs. It's kind of like in the shape of a snail. It's kind of taking its time, right? New Beginning does that. And the love bug that I want to give to New Beginning is Miss Gerald Bradford. Who is Miss Bradford? Miss Bradford is a lady that I lived with after the trauma that took place in my life at the age of 8. Going to her home was completely different, okay? It was, when I say it was completely different, it was a whole 360. I went from a chaotic, dysfunctional home to a functioning family. Now, don't get it twisted. Every human being on this earth has issues. We got problems, we got things we got to work out to become better people. The point in what I'm making is the new beginning for me was seeing things in life differently. And that's what I did when I ended up in Miss Bradford's home. The next love bug that I want to share with you is called hope. Hope. This love bug is given to a lady by the name of Mama Jane. Now, Mama Jane was the apartment, you could say the apartment mom, the apartment grandma. You know, that lady that just, she was there for you. She knew, she understood when children were going through things that weren't pleasant. And Mama Jane was the kind of lady that she would cook enough food to give to everyone in the neighborhood. And that's why she gets the love bug Hope. And when I met Mama Jane, I was in my, 11, 12, 13 years of age. And so it was a very crucial time for me. I was going from junior high school to high school, and she and I both had something in common, which was sports. And so with sports, we got a chance to talk about basketball. We got a chance to talk about the Lakers. She liked the Dodgers. Mama Jane gave me hope. She saw a young kid troubled most of the time and hungry, quite frankly. And she was that kind of person who she came in and gave hope, to a hopeless mind. And so that's my love bug, Mama Jane. The next love bug that I want to share with you is called ethics. Now, this is an interesting love bug, and I'll tell you why. Because this love bug is given to this young man here. His name is Kenneth Easter. Kenneth Easter was my high school basketball coach. And he gets the love bug ethics simply because he cared. Now, this man knew a lot about me that I didn't know he knew. And I'm so thankful that he did. Coach Kenneth Easter helped me understand the ethics. He helped me understand commitment. He helped me understand dedication. He helped me understand going the extra mile. He helped me understand all those things that involve ethics. And he challenged me. He came into the gym. It's interesting, but he came into the gym with a basketball and he talked about my shot. Now, if you knew me back in that time when I played basketball, one thing I didn't play with is anybody saying anything bad about my shot. Well, he came in and he criticized it. And I'm glad he did. And I'll tell you why. He took my shooting from 18 points a game. I think I scored, my highest was 35 points in high school. And so he took this basketball. He took my hands. Okay, I'm going to put my love bugs, the ones I got left down. But he took my hands and he put it on that basketball. Okay? And then he drew my hands on it. He told me to go home and practice. And I looked at him like, what? Like, what's that got to do with my shooting? Like, I'm making, But I went home and I took that ball. Now, here's the thing about it. When you shoot the ball, he said, if it goes straight up and comes back down to you, you did the form right. If you have to reach out and grab it, you did that form incorrectly. And just keep the rhythm. Just keep doing it. Repetition, repetition, repetition. And because of that, he gets the love bug ethics. And of course, I scored 35 points as my highest scoring game in high school. So that's something to be proud of, The next two love bugs that I want to get into is it's new beginning, earth angel. Okay? New beginning, earth angel. What does that mean? In my opinion and thoughts, I feel like new beginnings begin in every cycle of 3. I could be wrong, but for my life, it seems that it's been cycles of 3. And Earth Angel is attached to this simply because I give this love bug to Mom and Dad Benzel. These are people I lived with in my high school years, and they are very much deserving of that title. Mom is still living in her 80s, and Dad passed away a few years back. But they get this title. They get this title, Earth Angel, because that's exactly who they are. They are like spiritual parents. They came into my life at a time where things weren't so great for a teenager, and they trusted a teenager, a troubled teenager. Life, sometimes you can't do that. We're not honest with our mental, which is the purpose of this podcast. This podcast is me sharing my journey of the healing, mental healing. And it's a journey. It is a journey. You guys have to understand it. It is a journey. And with that being said, Mom and Dad Benzel have been a part of my life, and they are the reason I'm standing here today. In a sense, they're my earth angels. I am her spiritual daughter, and I'm very thankful to the Benzels, Mom and Dad Benzel. The last one that I want to get to is capability. Now, this one is a very special individual. This love bug goes to my son, Timothy. That's his love bug. He's capability. Now, I gave this name to him simply because when I was going through that process of life, I didn't think I was capable of being a mom. I didn't think I was capable simply because of the things that I experienced in life. In my head, I didn't feel that I was ready for something like that, as well as not feeling that, I didn't want to make the same mistakes that my parents made, so I had this fear surrounding clouding my head. But having him, and even though, I didn't stay with his father, the point of it is we co-parented. And, he showed me I had that capability. Wasn't a perfect mom, but I had that capability. And even to this day, this young man tells me, not without telling me, that you're still capable. We went through some very rough times a few years back, and our family, we lost back-to-back family members through death, as well as relationships and things like that. But I love the fact that my son understood and knew who his mom was. And that was, he said to me, I know what you bring to the table. And that was like water to a soul that was definitely crashing. And so I'm very thankful for that. And he gets the love bug capability because, we're capable of doing a lot in life. And we have to understand and know that we are capable of anything that we put our minds to. And we don't have to rush to the big thing. And I'm learning that. He's teaching me that through capability, that you can see a big picture, but live in the now. It's okay to live in the now. And I'm super thankful for him. And so he gets the love bug capability. And that's what you have. The making of 13. I am my mother's 13th child. My name is Tara Lockett. I am your host. You are listening to the podcast, So Cast It. And I felt like it was important to bring a video to you because this will be the 13th episode. And we will be down for a moment, but we won't be out. We're going to be working on some things and trying to get it back up to video and do what we need to do. So right now, what you see behind me is not the usual setup, but this is Tara, the making of 13. And the other things that you see on this here is some of the work that I created during the counseling. And this is work that came out of healing. As you can see, it says a few things on there, but I wanted to kind of just put that in there and just leave it there for a minute. Just right there for a second. All these things that you see on the hands come with the type of abuses that we suffer in life. Love really does conquer all. And I'm super proud of this young lady. And I'm super proud of the people who play roles in helping this young lady be the woman she is today. Again, you are listening to the podcast, So Cast It. I am your host, Tara Lockett. Please make sure you subscribe and like and make a comment. I want to hear from you. I need feedback. I would love to hear what you have to say. I have so much more to share with you about mental healing. But until then, take care of yourself and definitely take care of your mind.